Actually, this is supposed to be my 5th visit to River State. And it was supposed to be my last. I was supposed to be visiting Bukuma and Ogun today. Unfortunately, I won't be able to do it because I haven't been campaigning for the past 9 months. I've lost my voice and it's becoming this. So I'm actually apologizing and appealing to the people of these 2 areas for their understanding. But for me, Niger Delta, River State in particular, is very important to me. I do what I intend to do because I believe that our country has been unfair to Niger State as a whole and some states like River State, where had, if I give you the history of this place, properties here used to earn more rent than properties anywhere in Nigeria. And I want to bring it back.
My name is Robinson Delapede. I work with NCA. My own concern is that River State is more like the capital of the Niger Delta. And one thing that is very paramount to people of Niger Delta is this issue of the resource control, if I may say. When you become the president, are you going to look for that election or are you already?
I've said it, that we will restructure the country, make it to be more fair, more compassionate to the people who have suffered a lot, like the people of Niger Delta. It is critical. Nigeria has been unfair to Niger Delta in terms of, look at it, the whole place. The most important road to Niger Delta people is East-West Road. That road has been uncompleted for several years now, despite their contribution to what we are sharing. I believe that even if it's 1 week revenue from oil, you can complete that road. If it's by borrowing, you borrowed 50 trillion in the past few years. If I devoted 1% of it, 500 billion to that road, it would have been completed. So if you look at it everywhere, today the environment is devastated. As I wanted to go to Ogoni, the environment is devastated. So they didn't benefit from the wealth coming from the oil money Nigeria is sharing as much as they should. At the same time, the environment is devastated. We need to do more in order to be able to clean up the environment so they can have other lives, agriculture, fishing, and so on.
Okay, sir. Recently, the governor of Rivers State, everybody knows that he is in opposition to the story presidential candidate, and there have been speculations about where he will swing. Pillars coming from his house show that he may be more favorable to the campaign of your adversary, your political adversary, Tinubu, as opposed to you. Does that bother you? Does that affect you anyway? How do you see that?
Well, ordinarily these are things that don't make comment. Wike remains a brother and a friend. And when you have a brother and a friend, they have their choices. You can't question their choices. You can't question people's reason for their political reasoning, because there might be reasons that you don't know. But I remain the best choice for people of Niger Delta. I'm committed to Niger Delta. I'm committed to rebuilding River State. I know what this place used to be. I grew up, my father had a business in this town. So I know what this place used to be. And I know what I can do to change Niger Delta. And I will do it. And I'm committed to it.
Are you committed to the Ogoni?
I'm committed to everything Niger Delta. Remember, when someone from Niger Delta was campaigning to be president, the greatest support he got was from the Southeast. And I was instrumental to that. I was the chairman of Southeast Governors Forum. Nobody can claim more support to Jonathan than me. And it's because of all this. So for me, Niger Delta will celebrate me if I have the opportunity.
So how do you plan to end the illegal oil refining in the area, and what's the plan for the youth of the Niger Delta?
I've said it, we have to work for them to benefit. We intend to put them out of poverty by ensuring that their training, education, ensure that we support them to support small businesses, support them to be involved by employment. There's so many things we can do for them. Niger Delta is supposed to be an exemplary place based on their contribution to the wealth of this nation.
I want to put two questions in. Just like what you asked, are you comfortable with the policy plan of the federal government in terms of artisanal refinery, especially popular refinery that they plan for the youth? Are you comfortable knowing fully well that that plan does not really have much effect on the youth? Number two, you have a plan for women. The 40% affirmative action was very pronounced during the previous government before this. Would your government come up with such plans?
Let me tell you, I'm not going to deal with pronouncements. One of the laws I'm going to take to the National Assembly and pursue aggressively until it's passed is 40% affirmative action to be made a law for women to occupy all the various 40% of all the various positions, not just in politics, not just in the political field or government jobs, but also in boards of corporations or quoted companies. And same thing applies to youth. Same thing applies to youth. As you know, this is the first time a party chairman in Nigeria, a presidential candidate in Nigeria, and a vice presidential candidate in Nigeria are people born after independence. 3 of us are born after 1960. It's never happened in Nigeria. So for us, the youth and women should embrace us because we started solving that problem, which has become impossible. Women have tried severally for affirmative act. It's been thrown away. Nobody can support it than us now who are within that bracket.
But should women get into office just because they are women? Or on their competence?
We have so many women who are competent there and more qualified than men. I can tell you that. I work with women and above all, they are less corrupt.
What's your plan for the children who are not in school in Niger Delta? Because we have a lot of
Out of school children all over Nigeria will be dealt with aggressively. There's no reason why Nigerian youth should not be in school. We have universal free education. It must work. And I've seen it work. The more educated you are, the better your development. Nigerian human capital development today is poor. 168 over 170 something. We cannot continue that way. We need to deal with it aggressively. Remember, we're going to focus on dealing with issues of proper development, which is Human Development Index, which again is 3 things. Health, which we're lagging today, our proper health care have collapsed. education, which is human capital, is collapsed. In fact, difference between rich and poor nation is this too. The third is per capita, which is pulling people out of poverty. We're going to focus on it. That year I have planned the way we can change the country and build it on proper development trajectory. That we should be clear, which is why I'm saying what I'm going to do in Niger Delta. You'll be clear, you'll be measurable, people will see it, you'll be visible.
Your message so far, putting Nigeria from consumption to production and putting people out of poverty, just like they are saying now, has resonated a lot with a lot of Nigerians. But there are still so many Nigerians who are still on the fence, who support your mandate with just word of mouth. They have their PVC, but they are not sure they are going to come out to vote. So I want you to just take an opportunity to speak to such persons.
I'm appealing to every Nigerian. This election is an existential election for Nigeria. It is critical, it is important. It is about the future of this country. So I'm appealing to everybody to come out and vote, especially women. Why do I say so? Women suffer the brunt of bad governance because they are mothers. They care for their children, they care for their mother, for their husbands. So they need to come out, support this, because we're trying to safeguard and build a better future for their children. We're appealing to the youth. This is the opportunity. They have got a law not too young to run, but nobody's giving them the space. I grew up hearing we are future leaders. Until now, 62 years after, we are still future leaders. I don't know when it would have happened if we didn't come out now. Because people who are in their 80s are still occupying the place. If it isn't so, this is the opportunity of youth to embrace what we're doing. What we're promising them is clear, it's documented. When I say we're going to put the country from consumption to production, it's very easy. And it's very measurable. Your total export for 2021 is 18.9 trillion. That at 650 is less than $30 billion. For a country of 200 million people living on 903,000 square kilometers of land, arable land, where 60% is uncultivated. Compare that with Vietnam. There are 100 million people, so they're half of our population. They live on 331,000 square kilometers, so they live on a third of our land. Their export in the same year is about $350 billion. We could not do 8-9% of what they did in the same year. And the half of our population, 1/3 of our land. And 90% of their exports are manufactured goods. In fact, they did more in footwear, so shoes, than we did in oil. And I have 60,000 shoemakers in Aba. And I have 13 minutes drive to the sea here, to the ocean, where they can do the export. Can you believe it? They exported clothing, 32 billion, towards what we did in oil. And we have tailors all over the place in Nigeria. I can go on and on, show you other countries. What we are doing is what we've studied, compared countries after countries. not just promising. This election is, remember what I said, existential election. It's election to take back Nigeria and put it on a trajectory. Johnny, it's an election, it's a generational change election. Because you have, for the first time, people born after independence taking over. I recall being in America when Clinton was coming. And I said, this is the first time somebody born after the Second World War. And it changed. We want to change the society.
All right, sir. Sorry for you. You identified that the Niger Delta region is being neglected. You also said that you're committed to the kingdom of the Ogoni.
Not just Sogoni, the entire Niger Delta. Yes.
We know that there is the NDDC and there is also hybrid, which has been set up to do this. Are you of the opinion that these, what's your assessment of these agencies?
I don't want to assess yesterday. I don't want to assess yesterday. Yesterday is gone. Those who think about yesterday and today will miss tomorrow. If it was working, you would have felt it. You would have seen it. I'm not worried about that. For example, if I have to look at yesterday, Nigerian unemployment in 2012. Asked about yesterday and what is happening. If I want to look at yesterday, in 2012, Nigerians living in absolute poverty is 65 million. Today they are 95. Similar position is with those who live in multidimensional poverty. They've all increased tremendously. In 2012, our unemployment rate is 10%. Today, it's near 35. In 2012, our debt is about 10 trillion. Today, it's 77 trillion. So, there's quite a lot. My position is not to start comparing what happened yesterday, but to start reversing it. So Nigerians can look and say, oh, after 1 year, 2 years, the unemployment have come down from maybe say 35 to 30 or 25, whatever I say. They can look at it and say, oh, number of absolute poverty have moved from 95 to this. We want to do what is visible, measurable, people can feel it. As I always said, it will be demand driven. People can feel it. That's what we're not doing here. So people just come and promise something. If we're doing it, some people will be campaigning today. Considering where we were and where they brought us to. And they're still telling us they'll continue in that direction. And people are clapping.
Please, can you take a break? Just take a seat.
Are you comfortable with it? What plans do you have for it? Design in such a way that the youth in Nigeria that will have target stakeholders of the policy will be involved in it. Then, secondly, maybe back up to that is the amnesty program that is ongoing. Would you leave it as a program where the boys just go and collect money at the end of
Two things is very clear. One is that subsidy must go. Because presently it's organized crime and it's not sustainable. We need the resources to invest in clear development areas. That's one. Two, on the issue of refineries, we're going going to ensure that we support those who are investing in refineries, especially modern refineries, in such a way that they will help us to stop fuel importation, to save our scarce foreign exchange, and be able to create jobs locally. In terms of what we're going to use it to benefit the use of Nigeria, it is a business. We are going to encourage them to go into various businesses. On what you said about amnesty, we cannot continue to just pay people without teaching them skills and encouraging them to go into proper productive ventures, to be more entrepreneurial. That's what's been benefit them. Because all you will be there forever is a diminishing assets. You must teach them a better way. That we're going to do. And I assure you, you'll see it.
Okay, sir. Two in one. The Labour Party, when you use the Labour Party and declared on behalf of the Labour Party, there were a lot of people saying, oh, we have no structure, nobody knows anything about the Labour Party, and so on and so forth. 9 months on, the momentum has not dissipated, and you have gone this far. I'd like to find out what you think about the movement you have started and your awareness to create a Nigerian youth. That's one. And then secondly, yesterday in New York, we saw a bag of PVC picked up. We had about 3,000 PVC belonging mostly to residents who live in particularly in Vancouver, or thereabouts. I don't know how this is touted to affect the voting in the South,
well, everybody's worried about issues to do with election, PVC collection, order and all that. Everybody's worried. What we're saying is, can we do things properly? Can we do it better? Essentially, now that we're going through huge difficulties, for me, it's worrisome. But I'm not deterred. On the issue of Labour Party, I might have a structure or no structure. I might said it several times. My structure is you. My number one structure is God. My number one structure is you. They're talking about you. Those structures which they claim they have is structure that brought us insecurity. It's structure that brought us being capital of poverty in the world. It's structure that made us country with the highest number of out-of-school children. It's structure that have made us the highest youth unemployment country. It's structure that brought about Nigeria being a country with the highest youth drug prevalence. A structure that made us to overtake India in infant mortality. A structure, so you could see that it's a negative structure. It's actually the structure we want to remove and put a structure that will bring growth. A structure that made it, and people are stealing our commonwealth. So we want to remove structure of stealing and put in structure of savings. We want to remove structure of destroying and start rebuilding. We want to bring a structure that will start educating our people, start teaching them skills, start developing our country. That's the structure we want to bring. And as a proof of that, that he is not a corrupt person. I have governed the state for 8 years, and I have challenged you journalists, everybody, go and show me where their money is missing. I was there for 8 years and left. Never owed pension to civil servants never owed gratuity. Whatever was being owed, before I came and cleared it, that's something billion. Never owed salary. Never owed any supplier or contractor that have executed his job the day I was leaving. And I left in 3 banks in Nigeria. Access Bank of Nigeria, $50 million, over 10 billion. Fidelity Bank, $50 million, over 10 billion. Diamond Bank, $50 million, over 10 billion. I refuse to sign a law for my own gratuity, pension, or anything. This is 90 years I left as governor of Anambra State. They've not bought me a bottle of water. Because I said, you cannot have a huge pension in 8 years when we are owing those who have been there for 35 years. This election is about character, competence, commitment, capacity, and compassion. We need to have a government that cares for the people. We have millions of youth who don't know where the next meal will come from. And people are stealing public money.
Excellent. I have a question for you. On your way here, I'm sure you've seen a lot of people on queues at banks trying to get their money, which they have also had. So I just want you to give me your view on the current currency policy of the present government and its impact on the scenery. Do you think it could have been done better? Are you satisfied with it? The way I work for feedback, by the way. Do you have any fears about the outcome of this election? If so, what are they? Thank you.
On the issue of narrative dying, for me, I support it. It has a long-term economic implication that will be positive for the country. India did it, and look at the impact. It comes with initial problems, but we would have done it better. We would have targeted making sure that we have enough for depositors, loan depositors, unbanked, and micro small businesses. Those who are keen and those who just need 10,000, 20,000. But the policy was targeting those with billions. So it should be targeted those with billions, even when people say it's for election. I said, okay, they don't do election with 10,000. They don't do election with 20,000. So we should have taken care of those who are small depositors, those who are unbanked, those who are these small businesses, like the mama put, food seller, those who sell grandma, we should have had sufficient supply for them. And then that's the odd federal government to deal with. On the issue of fuel scarcity, Nigeria has nothing to do with that. It shows what I'm saying. I don't want to be trapped in the past. How do we do it? The job of a leader is not to be complaining or finding excuses. It's to be solving problems and explaining to people why things are not happening. And then I'm committed to. On the outcome of the election, I don't really have any fear. My fear is that God, who brought us this far, should help us to start the real job of turning around this country.